Risk management is essential regardless of the size of your portfolio. Otherwise, you risk blowing up your account and incurring significant losses. A single badly executed deal might wipe away weeks or even months of development. When it comes to trading or investing, one of the most important goals is to avoid making emotional judgments. Emotions will play a significant role when financial risk is involved. You must be able to control them so that they do not influence your trading and investing selections. This is why it is beneficial to develop sets of guidelines that you can adhere to throughout your investing and trading activity. Let us refer to these guidelines as your trading system. The goal of this method is to minimize risk while also assisting in the elimination of unneeded choices. When the moment comes, your trading method will prevent you from making rash and impulsive judgments. A few factors must be considered while constructing these systems. What is your investment time frame? What is your risk appetite? How much capital are you willing to put at risk? We might think of many more, but for the sake of this post, we'll concentrate on one particular aspect: how to size your holdings for individual trades. To do so, we'll need to first assess the size of your trading account and how much of it you're prepared to risk on a single deal. How to calculate account size. While this may seem to be a basic, even unnecessary step, it is an important consideration. It may be beneficial, especially if you are a newbie, to dedicate various sections of your portfolio to different techniques. This allows you to more properly monitor your progress with various techniques while also reducing the possibility of over-risking. Assume you trust in the future of Bitcoin and have a long-term holding stored on a hardware wallet. It's usually advisable not to include it in your trading capital. In this sense, selecting account size is just a matter of looking at the available capital that you can dedicate to a certain trading strategy. How to assess account risk. The second stage is to assess the risk of your account. This entails determining how much of your available capital you're prepared to risk on a single deal. The 2% principle. The 2% rule is an investing strategy used in the conventional financial industry. A trader should not risk more than 2% of their account on a single deal, according to this guideline. We'll go through what it implies in detail later, but first, let's make it more appropriate for the unpredictable cryptocurrency markets. The 2% rule is a strategy that works well for investing approaches that entail just a few longer-term assets. Furthermore, it is usually suited to less volatile assets rather than cryptocurrency. If you're a more active trader, particularly if you're just starting out, being even more careful than this might save your life. In this situation, let us change this to the 1% rule. This guideline states that you should never risk more than 1% of your account balance in a single deal. Does this imply that you only invest 1% of your available capital? Certainly not. It simply implies that if your trade idea is incorrect and your stop loss is reached, you will lose just 1% of your account. How to assess trade risk. So far, we've established the size and risk of our account. So, how do we calculate the size of a single trade's position? We examine the areas where our trading proposal is invalidated. This is an important aspect for practically every strategy. Losses will always be part of the game when it comes to trading and investing. They are, in reality, a foregone conclusion. This is a game of probability, and even the greatest traders are not always correct. In fact, some traders may be incorrect more than they are correct and still be lucrative. How is this even possible? Everything boils down to risk management, establishing a trading strategy, and adhering to it. As a result, every trading concept must have an invalidation point. This is when we say, our original concept was incorrect, and we should exit this position to avoid future losses. On a more practical level, this simply refers to the location of our stop-loss order. This moment is largely determined by the unique trading strategy and the specific arrangement. Technical characteristics, such as a support or resistance region, may be used to determine the invalidation point. It might also be based on indications, a change in market structure, or something else different. There is no one-size-fits-all solution for establishing your stop-loss. You'll have to select which strategy best matches your personality and base your invalidation point on that. How to determine position size. So we now have all of the components for calculating position size. Assume we have a $5,000 account. We've determined that we won't risk more than 1% on a single deal. This implies we can't lose more than $50 in one deal. Assume we've completed our market investigation and decided that our trade idea is invalidated 5% from our first entrance. In other words, if the market moves against us by 5%, we quit the transaction and accept the $50 loss. To put it another way, 5% of our position should equal 1% of our account. $5,000 in account size. 1% account risk. 5% invalidation, distance to stop loss. The following is the formula for calculating position size. Account size x account risk, invalidation point equals position size. $5,000 by 0.01, 0.05 equals position size. $1,000 equals $5,000 by 0.01, 0.05. This trade will have a position size of $1,000. You may avoid a significantly higher potential loss by adopting this strategy and leaving at the invalidation point. To correctly use this concept, you'll also need to consider the costs you'll have to pay. You should also consider possible slippage, particularly if you're trading a low liquidity instrument. To demonstrate how this works, let's raise our invalidation point to 10% while keeping everything else constant. $5,000 by 0.01, 0.1 equals position size. $500 equals $5,000 times 0.01, 0.1. Our stop loss is now double the distance from where we started. As a result, if we wish to risk the same amount of money, the position size we may take is slashed in half. Final thoughts. The strategy for calculating position sizing is not arbitrary. Before initiating a trade, it is necessary to assess account risk and examine where the trade concept is invalidated. The implementation of this strategy is also critical. Until you've decided on the position size and the invalidation point, don't change them once the transaction is live. Thank you for watching.